Okay guys, I don't know whether you'll hear me on this microphone, but I've remounted the GoPro in a different position, and I've got a remote microphone that plugs in, but unfortunately the case on this GoPro isn't a skeleton case, so I've ordered a new case for the GoPro, but this is just a test to see how it works in a new position on an open face helmet. So yeah, been out this morning for a ride on the Royal Enfield with the wife. Been using the V-Strom the last few days to go on ride outs and longer adventures. What struck me this morning when we went for a ride out, we probably only did about 80 kilometres, just a round trip around the local area, stopped for some mid-morning brunch and then got back. But jumping on the Enfield after being on the V-Strom for the last few journeys, it surprised us both how plush the suspension is on the Himalayan compared to the V-Strom. Now this section of road I'm going over at the moment is really, well, you can probably hear from my voice, I'm getting thrown about a little bit, but it's not jarring. It's the suspension's soaking most of it up, so you're not getting a lot of sharp jerks through the handlebars or through the seats or through the foot pegs, but generally the roads are pretty bad. A few conclusions that I had about the Royal Enfield after not riding it for quite a few days now. I've been out on the V-Strom quite a bit lately, is how easy it is to jump back on the Himalayan and how adaptive it is to different road conditions and riding conditions. Bearing in mind we were 2 up this morning, once we got off these local roads onto better roads, we were bobbing along around 110 kilometres an hour, which is touching 70 mile an hour, no problem. It was effortless really, there's not a lot of problem. Once you get into your head that the Royal Enfield Himalayan is a 416 cylinder and embrace what it can do and what it can do really well, I think it's a really enjoyable experience. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I'm going to ride up to a forest trail that recently has been closed. Yeah, thoughts on the new Royal Enfield Himalayan that they're in the middle of getting ready for production. There's been a few spy shots of the new 450 water-cooled Himalayan, and it's supposed to be, as I've said before, about 40 brake horsepower. I think it's going to make a massive difference compared to the existing Himalayan, but whether some of the feel of the 411cc Himalayan will be lost, I don't know. I mean, from what I've seen from the photographs, the new 450 water-cooled looks more of a dual sport, aka DRZ 400 type shape. The seat looks more of a dual sport type seat, and the basic design of the tank and everything looks more like a modern dual sport bike rather than the retro looking feel of the Himalayan as we know it, the Himalayan 411. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see your views on it. I've heard a few people, tree there broken, I've heard a few people are thinking of selling the bit of sand there, the back end kicked out. It's very strange on the Himalayan for it to do that. Yeah, a lot of people are thinking of changing or selling I should say, Himalayan 411s at the moment, with a view to getting the new 450. A few of the comments I've heard and reasons that they're selling now, and I mean it's not even in production and it's not even in the showrooms yet, is there seems to be a bit of a panic amongst, I would say, people who own the Himalayan 411 who are not fully happy with it, aka power output, etc. And there seems to be a general panic that once the 450 comes out, a lot of people won't get the residual price that the Himalayans are fetching at the moment. Certainly here in Spain, people selling the Himalayans, I mean, when you consider when you buy any new bike you pay a purchase tax, it's called IVA here in Spain, value added tax VAT in the UK. technically, as soon as you roll it out of the showroom, you're talking that your VAT or EVA or whatever is pretty much dead money, really. It's added on to the price of the bike you're paying, and it goes straight to the government. It goes in no one's pocket except the government's. And what you find here in Spain, a lot of the second-hand bikes, in fact a lot of these Himalayans, especially the one I bought last year, are actually retailing now second-hand more than they cost new. And the reason for that, with obviously the cost of shipping, etc., fuel prices, manufacturing, everything in general, steel, and gear to make new bikes, prices have shot up. And what we're finding generally across Europe is the price of the Himalayan, compared to what it was when I bought this mid-21, the same bike, same spec, exactly the same. They're looking like 600 to 800 euros more for the new models than I paid last year. And second-hand people are sort of selling their 411 Himalayans for pretty much what they paid for them, including the purchase tax. So ridiculous, really. You're seeing there in Spain in dealerships now, 21 Himalayan, 5,120, something like that. When you consider they're only 4,600 brand new, that includes all the purchase tax, on road prices. It's crazy, so it makes you think. So I think the general consensus amongst people is that they're offloading their 450s, especially the group of people that are turning around and saying, well, it's too slow, it's fast enough on the motorway, I was expecting more out of it, etc, etc. And then people are sort of offloading now, with the view maybe to getting the new 450, I don't know. My personal perception is that the new 450, okay, will be a bit more long-legged on the motorway, 40 brake horsepower as opposed to 24, and it may have a bit more oomph off-road, etc, but some of the appeal of the original 411 may be lost, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. It's certainly interesting to have a test ride on and just see how it goes. So you can see I'm only poodling along this track today. It's not a bad forest trail, but it's very, very rocky, and it's almost like riding on gravel, really. I've been up here before and done a few videos. The Enfield's quite happy across this terrain. It's very, very shaly. I mean, often on the GoPro, when I've watched the footage back, it just looks like a flat, compacted gravel road, but in reality when you're on it, a lot of the ruts you can't see, and a lot of the stone on it is very loose, and it's big stone, it's not small gravel. Some of it's, 3-4 inch chunks of rock that you're riding over, and they're loose, they flick back and kick out on the back end, so it's pretty rough old trail, but quite enjoyable to ride up here. Anyway guys, what do you think about this new 450 water cooled? Are you waiting to part X your existing Himalayan? Will you keep your existing Himalayan and maybe get a 450 alongside it? I mean, those of us who've got multiple bikes, we tend to hang on to our old bikes. Once we get attached to them, we don't want to part with them. Certainly was the case when I bought the V-Strom, and to be honest, in hindsight now, I'm glad I've still got the two. I wouldn't, to be honest, feel happy coming up here with the V-Strom. All you riders of V-Strom 650 XTs that are laughing at Shale Track, saying that the V-Strom would go up here no problem. I don't doubt it would, and I don't doubt I would have gone up here on it a few years back. Certainly when I had my DRZ, I'd have flown up here 3-4 times the speed I'm going up here now. But I'm putting a few miles on the clock now, guys, so the longer I stand up on the pegs, the more my legs start to ache. You can see some big rock piles come down. So yeah, I mean, it fits the bill for me, and I mean, it fits the bill for a lot of people. It's a good all-round adventure bike, the Himalayan 411 as it is. It's comfortable to up. It's not a pocket rocket, never meant to be. I was watching earlier today one of these videos on YouTube of a bike they brought out in India. I forget the make of it now. It's made by Jawa. I'm sure you guys all know the bike I'm talking about. But it's basically a copy of the Himalayan. I think it's got a 330cc water-cooled engine, and they did a drag race along one of the Indian roads typical thing, two English guys, two Indian guys I should say, drag racing an Himalayan and this new one that looks exactly the same as an Himalayan. Even the exhaust and the tank and the specs on the tyres, the clearance is exactly the same as the Himalayan. And to be honest, this new one, the Jowl one, with it being water cooled, it's running at something like 30 odd brake horsepower as opposed to the 24 of the Himalayan, and it blew the Himalayan away, to be honest. It was quicker, but I wonder in reality, not just the mark and the name Royal Enfield, Jowl has got a good name and they've gone back years and years, but I wonder in reality whether it'll be as good on and off road as the Himalayan is. Remains to be seen, but yes, there's certainly a market for the Himalayan, especially for this type of stuff I'm doing now. I mean, you see a lot of young guys coming up here on their dual sports with all the off-road gear on, and this is an ideal place to have a scramble around, but as soon as you get a bit older and a few more years of you want to enjoy the scenery and you want to do it in a safe manner. I certainly want to be able to get up on these trails and ride around and go on a bit of an adventure without feeling that I can't use the bike for other things. When I had my DRZ years ago, I used to fly around these roads up here, no problem. Very dangerous to see a huge drop at the side there, and it wasn't really a worry, but it was only really good for off-roading really. As an on-road bike it was pretty poor, to be honest. And I've said in other videos as well that the DRZ 450, a lot of people use it as an adventure bike. They stick panniers on, saddlebags, and they go on massive adventures on them. But at the end of the day, when you're on a highway or a motorway, the DRZ 400, especially the E, the Enduro model, 120 mile an hour, 100 kph, 70 mile an hour, same as the Himalayan, you're at the end of its range, so there's nothing in it. These people are saying the DRZ is a better bike than the Himalayan. It might be a better off-road bike for going over rocks and large obstacles, but it's not a better all-round bike, certainly not for round town, highway riding, etc. Yeah, so it's just a video really to as I said at the beginning, to test whether you can actually hear what I'm saying without plugging the mic in. I've ordered on Amazon a skeleton case for the GoPro, so once I get that in I can have the plug-in mic, and obviously you'll hear me totally clearly with that. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you some of the scenery up in this beautiful part of Spain and have a bit of tour around. Anyway guys, rabbiting on as usual. I'm sure you're sick of hearing my voice. I'll probably shut up now, carry on riding, get a bit of the scenery, and edit this when I get back later and upload it if the sound's okay. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Give me a quick thumbs up, give me a like. I don't get any revenue on this channel. It's my own personal channel, so no YouTube revenue, although I could monetize the channel. It's purely for the benefit of people who have similar hobbies, who want to know about Royal Enfield Himalayan and other bikes that I'm out on and things that I get up to in Spain. So yeah, like I say, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, subscribe to the channel. There we go, get some big rocks on the road there. Oh, there we go. Subscribe to the channel and press that little bell icon and you'll get plenty of updates. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. I'll let you have a look at the views. guys, thank goodness for bash plates. I don't think you can hear these huge rocks flicking up at the bike. Like I said before, they are 2 or 3 inch rocks all over the road, and it's really jarring going over them. But yeah, they're going to flick up like I don't know what, so thank goodness for bash plates, eh? Guys, I'm going to turn it around here and head back, check the sound quality and see how we get it on. Like I say, I've already done quite a big ride this morning with the wife, and believe it or not, you can see we've got sunny skies, still around 30 degrees, but according to Google, in a couple of hours it's going to be raining and we're going to have a thunderstorm, so it tends to be pretty accurate, so we'll wait and see. I'll let you know later on the video edit whether it is raining or thundering. Thought I'd stop and look in the distance. I don't know if you can see that mountain that's the other side there, the valley. There's several mountains, I think that one's called Cuchillo, or the Knife. It's a fairly flat peak of a mountain with a very sharp ridge on the top end, it's being called the Knife. But there's some stunning scenery if you go further south from it, only slightly further south, and quite far south in southern Spain, you come to Almeria. And if any of you guys are fans of spaghetti westerns, Clint Eastwood, most of these spaghetti westerns were filmed in Almeria. Fistful of Dollars, A Few Dollars More, all them sort of films were filmed down there. And you can still visit the film studios. They've been made into sort of theme parks now. They put on Wild West shows, and adjacent there's a water park, etc. And it's in a place called Tabernas. And Tabernas is the only desert in Europe, before you get out to Africa, where obviously you've got Sahara and different deserts, but Tabernas is the only desert in Europe, and it's an Almeria in southern Spain. Funny talking about the storm that's supposed to be coming in. Come back around this bend, it's clear skies the other side, and as I've got around the bend, I can feel the change in the air pressure, and I can feel it's going cool straight away. Couple of degrees, I can feel the breeze is getting up, and when the storms come here in southern Spain, they don't half roll in quick. You can get up in the morning and be clear blue skies this time of year on the changeover of seasons from summer to autumn, and within a few hours you can see over the mountains, you get clouds rolling in, and then we get electrical storm, thunderstorm, torrential rain for 2 or 3 hours, and out comes the sun. An hour later it's dry again, so it's quite bizarre. Not that it's cold to be out, and it's quite a relief sometimes to be out in the cooler, fresher rain. Yeah, but it's a beautiful part of the world. Guys, for some reason I much prefer coming down to going up this rough trail, and I prefer this huge drop off to be on my left hand side. I don't know why. I suppose we're all orientated one way, left or right. I don't know, maybe I feel better turning right than turning left. I honestly don't know, but I prefer the drop on that side to the other side. Funny guys, one thing I was acutely aware of at the top there was really rocky, and stupid really, because I've actually got them. I've got no tubes with me in the side boxes at all. I've got tools obviously to change the tyre and the standard toolkit. There are no tubes in there, and to be honest, if you're up here on a bike with tubes and you get a puncture up here, you're a long way from anywhere. In fact, in some places up here there's no cell signal. I don't know if you guys watched the Apple release of the new iPhone 14, but some of the safety features they're releasing in, certainly in the US with the iPhone 14 straight away, a very, very handy way you can make a satellite message call if you get stuck, and they'll find you pretty quickly from your GPS location. It's amazing how technology is advancing, and I think all phones should have that GPS capability built in now in this day and age. Oy, oy, oy. You can't see on the video these ruts, but there's some nasty ruts. I mean, to be honest, much more comfortable being out the seat than on the seat, but if you're doing a lot of it over this rough terrain and you've not got legs like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you soon get the feeling that you've had a lot of weight on your legs for a while. And of course the saddle on the Himalayan is so comfortable that you can sit down and go over these rough roads without feeling any vibration. I remember coming down this track, must be 7, maybe 8 years ago, on the DRZ. To be honest, I'm not sure if the video is on my channel. Maybe if you look back in the videos, that you might find one of the DRZ coming down this mountain. And if I remember right, I'm on the pegs and I'm tearing down here like a schoolboy, I suppose. Not something I care to do anymore. In fact, it's more, like I said early in this video, it's more about the ride than being a hero or the adrenaline rush. Back in the days when I had my sports bike, super sports bikes, the last one I had was Triumph Daytona 1000 995, nearly 1,000 over a few cc's, and that was a wicked piece of kit. I mean, you could be doing 80-90 mile an hour in second gear in a power band. It's a crazy bike. I remember before there were speed cameras everywhere doing 150, 155 down the dual carriageway, and lifting my head up from behind the bubble and nearly getting pulled off the bike with a wind drag. But it's just silly what you do when you've got the power there and you want to get a bit of an adrenaline rush. I remember when we moved to Spain back in 2007, I still owned the Daytona at the time, and I had a CCM 600. A lot of you guys abroad won't know what a CCM is. It's a motard motocross style bike. You get it with on-road or off-road tyres. 600cc engine, really poky, and it was made by a firm in Lancashire in England, sourcing parts from different manufacturers, engine, etc. I sold that before I came over, and I sold the Daytona, and I kept the big Suzuki. Little blast was for all you DRZ boys. That quite reminded me of my DRZ. I don't know what I've done to this end frame, but